WWE Raw is going back to 2 hours. I'm so happy! A major WWE deal expires. My review of Monday Night Raw and more. I'm Ollie Davis, and this is the season premiere of the WrestleTalk News.
Support WrestleTalk!
Get exclusive videos over on our Patreon. Since the 23rd of July 2012, on its 1000th episode, Monday Night Raw has been 3 hours long every week, which is objectively an hour too long for a weekly pro wrestling show. But now, after 12 years, which actually felt like 189 years in some of those episodes' third hours, may I remind you of Raw After Dark, Raw Underground, the Cruiserweights Hour, Sami Zayn's special shooty segments? WWE announced on Monday's episode that beginning on Monday, October the 7th, Raw will return to a 2-hour duration. Yes! It's happening! It's finally happening! WWE programming is currently undergoing a game of musical chairs, with SmackDown joining Raw on the USA Network from this Friday, NXT moving from the USA to the CW next month, and Raw moving to Netflix in January. Perhaps Netflix will keep the show at 2 hours, with ad breaks being treated differently on the ad-supported or subscription tiers. Not according to Wrestling Observer, who are reporting that on Netflix, Raw will return to 3 hours. Oh dear, the music just stopped, and Hulu also lost its seat. After fans noticed this week's SmackDown wasn't available on Hulu, the official Hulu support Twitter account confirmed their deal with WWE has expired. Hulu has a next-day deal with Fox to air many of its shows, and with SmackDown moving from Fox to USA starting this Friday, that will no longer be the case. But wait, what's Tony Khan doing in the musical chair zone, trying to steal Triple H's seat at the last second? Last Friday, a trademark was filed for AEW Shockwave, starting speculation that AEW is set to launch a new weekly show amidst its own TV negotiations with Warner Bros. Discovery. Fightful Select has reported that the media rights deal between AEW and WBD is very close to being done, as it seemingly has been for half a year now, but that might not include whatever this new Shockwave thing is. In fact, there's a rumor going around that AEW could be bringing a show to Fox in SmackDown's absence. A source close to Fox told Fightful and Andrew Zarian that the network was keen to retain wrestling content, as there's no trouble selling commercials for it. The problem with SmackDown, though, was its hugely expensive cost, meaning Fox lost money on their deal. This follows on from Fox almost striking a deal with MLW years ago for their Tubi streaming service, but that was reportedly scuppered when WWE allegedly blocked the deal, which WWE ended settling out of court with MLW for $20 million. This could be a major win for AEW, replacing WWE on such a big station, and would mark a fundamental shift to their TV rights strategy, which has previously always exclusively been on WBD channels. Now it's time for my review of Monday Night Raw in about 5 minutes, which will be so much easier when it's back to 2 hours. Do you know how hard it is to recap and analyze 3 hours of wrestling in 5 minutes? It's hard. It's really hard! The Wyatt Six vs. American Made is a feud that's been built over several months. We got a great video package before it started, feeling more like a movie trailer than a traditional wrestling hype clip. The Wyatt's entrance always feels special, and this season premiere episode had its entire first hour commercial-free, meaning there were no ad breaks. It all meant the opening 8-person street fight tag felt exactly like a premium live event. I did enter this though with a little bit of lingering PTSD, because the last hardcore match I saw on pay-per-view, a guy got his mouth injected with drugs. Thankfully, this was much more in the WWE PG realm, with lots of kendo sticks, trash cans, and tables. Uncle Howdy, interestingly, wasn't a competitor. He just watched on from his rocking chair as Sister Abigail brawled with Ivy Nile, the Creeds took out Rowan through a table and covered him with debris, and American Made strategically used the numbers advantage to take out Dexter Loomis and then Joe Gacy. But then Rowan emerged from the wreckage, kicked off the Timekeeper's barricade, and used it as a battering ram. Mickey gave Chad a German suplex, saving Gacy in an ankle lock, and Loomis splashed Gable to win, while Howdy finally decided to get involved, hitting a Sister Abigail on one of the Creeds, which somehow felt like a babyface move despite the heels being outnumbered. This was an awesome pay-per-view feel opener, and a very neat way to hopefully wrap up this feud. I'm very curious about who the Wyatt Six will target next. Finn Balor cut an in-ring promo about how Damian Priest screwed the Judgment Day by holding Finn down. Priest made a fiery interruption, saying he'll let him talk because he wants to hear what he's got to say, but then he's going to drop his ass. They agreed to have a match at Bad Blood, where Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan will also fight over the women's title. It was a faction numbers game again though, as the Judgment Day jumped Priest, targeting his ribs, attacked Ripley, focusing on her injured angle, but oh no! Jey Uso is here! We've only got a 5-on-1 advantage! Everybody run away! In more Judgment Day capers, Dominic Mysterio beat Dragon Lee after the two lost in last week's Triple Threat IC qualifier, but only because Liv Morgan took out Lee behind the referee's back. Rey Mysterio's LWO and Dom's Judgment Day tension boiled over as a result, also setting up Rey versus Finn Balor later in the night, which was a decent back and forth match until Finn blocked a 619 and turned it into a single leg crab in the ropes and didn't let go, forcing the referee to DQ him. While it's a technical loss, sometimes it's the vibes that count, and this did get over Finn as a vicious heel even in defeat, as someone who doesn't care about the rules. The whole Judgment Day got a mean backstage promo too. WWE are doing a lot to make them feel like a credible threat again after the Terror Twins have beaten them so much. It might be too little, too late though, as Priest and Ripley feel too overpowered. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair then defended their women's tag team titles against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn in their deciding third match of their feud, although technically Fire and Dawn have never actually beaten Cargill and Belair, as they pinned Baszler and Stark in the first three-way, so while this is a rubber match, it's a rubber with a hole in, i.e. ineffective. Jade and Belair beat them clean. Io Sky and Kairi Sane stared down the belts backstage afterwards, placing them as the next challengers. Bret Hart's music hit next in Calgary, Canada, but unfortunately it wasn't Shawn Michaels who came out. Bret spoke about how he's the best there was, best there is, and best there ever will be, and that he never ducked a challenge, which brought out the World Heavyweight Champion and current challenge ducker, Gunther, who praised Bret for being his second favourite wrestler as a kid. I thought he was going to say Shawn was his first, as that's been WWE's go-to heat for coming up to 3 decades now, but he somehow said something even worse. Bill freaking Goldberg, the man who ended Bret's career, whom Bret has been a bit salty about in recent interviews. Sami Zayn then came down wearing a Johnny Gaudreau jersey. WWE also did a very nice tribute to the tragically passed hockey player later on. They challenged Gunther again for a title shot. Gunther declined, went to go for Hart, and him and Sami brawled. This was a very good use of Bret. The Pure Fusion Collective, oh god, it's such a bad name, then took on Zelina Vega, Lyra Valkyria, and their surprise tag team partner, a returning Natalya in Canada. She's there. The crowd popped for the opening guitar shred on her music, and then went right back to normal. The faces won with a triple sharpshooter spot. Canada. Not to be confused with Bron Breakker, Joe Tessitore called Drew McIntyre the Bracelet Breaker next. It's only his second week on the job, he'll get better. For Drew to cut a promo about how Punk screwed him out of the title 3 times, Drew beat him at SummerSlam, but just because Punk touched 4 corners of the ring, he thinks it's over? Yeah, Drew, spit that truth and bury that strap match stipulation. Before Drew could fully turn on his long-term buddy Wade for trying to stop his Punk assault last week though, maybe setting up a Drew versus Wade match down the line, Adam Pearce revealed it'll be Drew versus Punk at Bad Blood in Hell in a Cell, which means one of them will be going to hell. Again, that's an in-joke on our Patreon shows, so go check out our Patreon to understand that. Punk was advertised for next week's Raw. Karrion Kross was being the devil on The Miz's shoulder backstage. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods spoke about getting a tag title shot with absolutely no mention of their recent partner Odyssey Jones, who was legitimately fired last week. And the main event was another pay-per-view caliber match, expertly built throughout the night, with Braun just walking into the participants' interviews and crapping on them. Despite Braun Strowman still selling his ribs from the tsunami through a car, I love pro wrestling, his brute strength kept dominating the early part of this match. Even when Jey Uso, Ilya Dragunov and Pete Dunne ganged up to take him out, he was only down for a few minutes. Because to slay a monster, sometimes you need a shorter but much thicker monster. While Braun was preparing the commentary desk, Bronson Reed exploded from out of nowhere, somehow hitting a tsunami on a standing Strowman through the table, in an awesome spot furthering their feud. This let Jay, Ilya, and Dunn have a fantastically worked series of triple threat spots. Ilya hit an A-bomb, but Jay stopped the pin and hit a splash on Dunn to win. It's Jay versus Braun for the Intercontinental title at Bad Blood, but I honestly wouldn't have minded any of these four guys, which is the sign of a very strong mid-card. This week's Raw is 80%. With Raw's season premiere, a season has changed here at WrestleTalk 2. Is a very special message from our beloved Pete Quinnell.
Hello everyone. There's no easy way to announce this, but I'm leaving Trident Digital Media, which means you won't be seeing me on WrestleTalk, WrestleTalk Podcast, Parts of Unknown, or any other of our channels in the future. There will still be some videos that we've already recorded that I'll be part of, so you will see me a little bit over the next few months, but my official last day here is this Thursday, September 12th. If you missed the announcement yesterday on Parts of Unknown, there will be one more season of Monday Night War featuring me, where I'm giving Luke one final chance to beat me at WWE 2K24's My GM mode. You can check out Draft Day with a link in the description on Parts of Unknown, with the rest of the series being exclusive on Patreon. Now I just want to clarify, this isn't a storyline, this isn't a bit, I am actually leaving to go to another job, but if you still want videos from me, I'll still be making content on my own personal YouTube channel, Pete Repeat. It'll be infrequent, but I make video essays. They're fun. You can subscribe to it using the link in the description as well. And tomorrow, Wednesday, the 11th of September, we're going to be going live here on WrestleTalk to talk about the good times and to wish me farewell. So if you've got any closing thoughts, things you want me to hear, memories you want to share, or anything else, then come on by and let me know them. For everyone who's watched anything I've been a part of or responsible for all of the news episodes, the podcast, the live reactions, the watch parties, the survival series, the originals, the TLCs, the 3 counts in every season of the Monday Night War, I want to thank you. It's been a genuine dream working here, and I'll forever be grateful for every person who works here and every one of you who supported me. Your support over the years from 2019 to now has been immeasurably important to me. But sometimes good things have to come to an end, so to commemorate my time here, we put together a little video package edited by the wonderful Adam Whitney. I hope you enjoy it as much as we enjoyed putting it together.
Gracias.
De nada.
Gesundheit. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we got live streaming working.
Sweet. So who's that guy?
And was wondering if you wanted to come on full time.
If you're looking for an answer, yeah.
Yeah.
Yay! Welcome aboard, Pete.
That didn't start a rivalry! What's going on? Why can't I play this game?
After all that, you don't.
All right, Triple H.
Please, can I go back to normal now? I don't want to be cool anymore.
Chop the carrots!
I have! It's right there!
It's chopped!
I can't use Tucker!
Pete, his name is Slapjack. That's his name.
Because I prefer to have Braun and Joe Coffey, who are actual f***ing stars! Do you get my point, Luke? I don't have enough people! No! Wrong era.
In wrong era.
Hey, yes, we got it. Still wrong era.
Still wrong era.
I'm your Survival Series champion. I mean, that barely counts.
So we're just saying how great you've been over the weekend. So we'd just like to, say thanks for that.
Oh, well, no worries.
And was wondering if you wanted to come on full time.
Well, I mean, you didn't beat me.
No, I
so
know I didn't. No, I know I didn't.
That's. I know. I didn't win.
No.
Dan won.
Yes, Dan won.
Dan won.
Yes.
But
I didn't come second.
you didn't come second.
No.
You came third. You actually came third again.
Yeah, because